All right, we've done it all, in my opinion. We've gone over a lot of cool things. I'm learning a lot from you. We've touched on everything. I don't need to reiterate it all, but you've been touching on things in the last few tips about a fine hen, a coarse hen, a raspy hen, and a boss hen.
Right.
I've listened to you do this. I've podcasted with you about this. I've read a lot of the things that you've written on this, and I think that I get some of the sounds right, but you're very good at dictating that and separating them and saying, all right, here's your fine, here's your coarse, here's your raspy, here's your boss. Give me an idea of what you're talking about with the fine hen. Younger duck, what is a fine?
Okay, so how I categorize it is I take a fine, a coarse, a raspy, and a boss. The fine hen, we're gonna act like that's a 2-year-old child that can run circles around you, quick, trying to learn their voice, kind of squeaky, just starting to learn how to talk. And then you go into a course that, pretty much learn how to talk, getting a little bit slower because they're getting older. And then, you go into a raspy that's getting maybe older, maybe that hen that, older
She's
person
been divorced, she's
smokes
cigarettes
cigarettes.
Cigarettes,
Yeah. And then a boss hen's that real old hen that, knows the ropes, everybody, she's a commanding duck. Okay?
Kind of like your grandpa or your grandma.
Yeah, and believe it or not, but she has a distinct voice to her.
That's what I love about this is that you never really think about it along these lines, but you can change the voice of a duck by putting voice into the call with your throat and what we've talked about with your mouth and your lips and the fatty tissues and everything. You can go from each of those 4 ducks, drop of a hat, drop of a dime that quick, and a lot of people can't do that. I can't do it. It's impressive, but it's something that needs to be learned to become a perfectionist, to become a duck caller that everybody strives to be. Killing them's one thing.
Yeah.
You don't need to do this to kill them. But if you really want to master the duck call, this is key right here. So
there's things that you can throw out there that they might have not ever heard a fine or a boss hen on the way down. And all of a sudden, you throw that out there, and that's something that they never heard before, and they're like, well, that sounds like ducks down there, because I hadn't heard that before. And every time I went and somebody was blowing a raspy hen, I got my butt burned and almost killed. So it's being able to be versatile in the blind. So what I do on a fine hen, of course, is I close my throat down, and I'm actually going to make that air a little quicker. So here we go.
Real quick in layman's terms, what does you mean close your throat?
So I'll take my throat, everything's controlled off my throat. Open and closing my throat, open and closing my, open, closed, open, closing my throat, open and closing, back and forth.
Okay, so you got a closed throat for a fine hen.
Right. So
that's going to take that airstream and make it very tight to where it would be more high pitched, like letting the air out of a balloon.
It's taking that reed, and what it's doing actually is it's taking that reed and it's going like this versus like this.
Instead of flopping, it's fluttering.
It's fluttering.
Okay, let me hear it.
Wider air will make it flutter. Tighter air is going to make it tighter. So here we go right here. I can tighten it up even more.
You started with your throat open. I heard it close down just like that. You're tightened now, and that's the fine hen.
That's even tighter right there.
That sounds good.
So slowly start opening it up.
That sounds good. That's the fine. That's the fine right there.
So you see right there how it transitioned?
Yep.
All I did was close my throat down, open my throat up, close my throat down, open my throat up. I didn't really move my mouth position. I just kept on going back and forth.
I like that. So that takes us to the next one, which is coarse.
Yep. So a coarse hen, what I'm going to do is I'm basically going to open my throat. And I did a coarse hen in there.
I heard it. That's what I'm saying, is that nobody recognizes that. I did it because I've gone over it so many times with you. I could hear the difference, but I was really pinpointing that fine sound, and now hit the coarse so everybody knows the
coarse hen, I'm
distinction.
going to open that throat up. I'm going to slow my quack down just a little bit.
Totally different duck. Now do the fine and then a coarse real quick. Not a lot of air pressure.
Not a lot of air pressure.
But 2 very distinctive different ducks.
Right.
Now that coarse moves into the raspy. You open up your throat a little bit more.
And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to let that re-vibrate more. I'm going to open that throat up. I'm going to get that raspiness. So, again, I'm trying to be as best as I can on as far as going back and forth because it's kind of instinct when I'm doing it. But And to really open out throat, you can exaggerate that quack.
Now, real quick, go up the chain, up the ladder, real quick. Start with fine to
fine.
coarse to raspy. I don't want you to say them. I just want. I'm going to go like that when you switch.
Okay.
Okay, go. Fine. So you had 3 different ducks right there. You went from the fine to the coarse to the raspy with not moving your body around, not changing the air pressure
Not
much, just
bending over
nothing.
or trying to
do it
pitch
one
in.
more time for me. Fine, coarse, raspy. Fine, coarse, raspy. Wow, that's awesome. That is so badass. All right, now we're going to move from those 3. You went fine to coarse to raspy. Now we're going to add in the boss, which is the baddest sounding duck on the marsh.
I think that's the, my favorite.
That's
call.
the killer.
Yeah.
That's the killer.
You know.
It's almost like the flat quack.
Yeah, it is. It's a perfect line of air.
Yep.
It's the hardest one to
The
get.
hardest one to get. I can't get it.
But all you're doing is you're stringing it out. You're taking your air, you're slowing that air down, and you're getting that perfect voice out of the call.
So perfect. Perfect. Fine.
So fine.
Boss. Fine. Boss. That's a deadly hen mallard. Okay, fine. Coarse. Raspy. Boss. Man, that is a mallard hen right there.
And I'm trying to stay in between them right now, but
The best
Again,
way
it's
to learn this,
instinct.
the best way to learn this is to meet you personally and to be able to sit down with you and go over what they mean and what you're doing with the throat. It's very hard to get this down. I'm not going to sugarcoat it or lie. I mean, and I'm not trying to make it more than it is. It's very hard to get the distinction between those 4 ducks, the fine, the coarse, the raspy, and the boss. I want you to hit it one more time. Do 3 notes on each, starting with fine to coarse to raspy to boss.
well, what I'll do is I'll do a cadence for the fine, coarse, raspy.
Okay. That's unbelievable. Right when I think you're going to screw up and like mess up on the raspy comes out perfect, way different than the coke, and then the coarse, and then the boss is just the most devastating mallard there is. That's a killer duck right there. Give me the boss one more time.
Oh, boss? Yeah.
Yep. I love that. Guys, that's Chris Cifrio, co-founder of Jargon Game Calls. He is a master call designer. He's come up with some designs for these jargon calls. We have the small talk and the loudmouth and the single read variety. We have the icebreaker and a read and a half or a double read, if you will. We're getting ready to launch a short barrel, a competition call. There's even talks about a cut down call in the works right now. It's jargongamecalls.com. Go on there, take this instruction to heart, practice every day, become the most proficient, awesome duck caller that you can. Listen to our audio files, watch the videos, our YouTube channel, watch the Foul Life episodes airing right now on the Outdoor channel, and watch these jargon game calls, these jargon duck calls in action. Call Chris at the shop. His phone number is on our website. He'd be more than happy to help you decide which call is for you. JargonGameCalls.com. I'm Chad Belding for Chris Cifrio. Thank you so much for watching our instruction. We'll have more coming your way soon.